Finally,
Yes.
we are doing this.
Yes.
So, listeners, viewers, we're here at Tembuzi Cultural Heritage Park. I think that's the name.
Culture Fun Park.
Cultural Fun Park. This Tembuzi place, I've heard about it, and when I came, I just fell in love. I love green. And today, I am honored, flattered, I don't know what to say, to be speaking to Sheila Kawamara Mishambi, who is the proprietor. Is that the right word?
Yes, the proprietor.
Or the brain behind, not only brain behind, but the owner of
What would we
Tembuzi.
say then? I think sometimes I want to give myself titles, Chief Visionary Officer.
Chief
Because
visionary.
why not?
Whatever it takes. But you know, me and Sheila go back a long way. But also in our profession of communication, Sheila goes back a long way. So you know, it is exciting for me to talk to her about that journey, that legacy. From telling the story how it unfolds to now telling the story as it did. And that as it happened years ago, and that is what Tembuzi is about. So Sheila's been a journalist, the one who tells the story how it unfolds. Then she's been a woman activist trying to fight women's causes. Then she was a legislator, and now she's a preserver, protector of cultural heritage.
Yes.
Sheila, I just want you to share about this journey. How does it feel going through the transition? Do you see any linkages, or one day you just wake up and like, I've packed journalism, now I'm a legislator?
Yes. Oh, Patricia, thank you so much for coming to Tembuzi. I'm always so happy, by the way, to connect with you.
Thank you.
It has
Me
been
too.
ages. We've been together. Sometimes sometimes I would feel these are my kid sisters.
Yes, 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 yes.
So it's been a pleasure, really, and to move through the different stages of life.
Yes.
To me, I always give glory to God.
Amen.
Yeah, and you asked about, is there a connecting thread through the various phases I've been in? Yes, apparently there is a connecting thread. Sometimes we don't realize how our lives can be connected. If you ask God to guide your footsteps, He will put you through. And sometimes you get frustrated and say, by the way, why am I doing this?
Why am I even bothering?
Why am I being bothered to do this? And yet that is the building block to your next phase. So right now I'm here at Tembuzi Culture Fun Park, and I realize that my entire life is one long string that is connected to each other. Let's say, like when you see a chain, how it's connected. The different phases I've passed through in life had to be there in order for me to get to the decision where I am now saying, no, we have to preserve our story, we have to tell our story. But without the different skills I've got along the way, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Does it matter that we tell our story?
Oh, yes, it does matter. Because for me, storytelling begins with my grandmother.
Yes.
Way back, I think we were like 3 years, 3-4 years, she was telling us stories. And you know, those days, an old woman, we used to think she's so old. I think she must have been in her 50s. But as a kid, you think she's so old. And she would tell us stories. She would sing. And through that storytelling, at the end of each story, there was a value she was passing on to us. She was telling us either to be truthful, to always be honest, to always listen to our elders, our parents. So there was always a what? Like
a lesson.
A lesson she was passing on. So I remember when I was in primary 1, that one I really even recall it vividly. I went to my primary 1. You know, when you're going for P1, you know how excited you were.
Oh yes, you
Finally, I'm away from home. Finally, I'm getting new friends. So I put on my nice pink dress. I was in Luzira Primary School. Just here in Kampala.
No, I'm popping my eyes
Yes.
because I literally grew up in Luzira.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about
That
this.
is
Yes.
St. Stephen's Primary School.
Yes, that's the church I used to go to.
So that's where I
Wow.
had my primary one.
Yes.
You see how God connects.
I know. I always wondered the magnet that brought us together.
So
Yes.
I go to school. I'm so excited with my bag. I think my mom is the one who had made even my bag. I go to school, and as I get there, my sister was in P3, so for her she was already used to school life, but I was starting P1. And I want to play with kids. I'm so excited. I want to experience what. And the first thing the kids told me, they don't want to play with me. And the reason, I'm a Munyolo. The way they said it, Omunyolo. And I was like,
How
what does
horrible
that
is
mean?
this?
And for me, I thought it was, my mom had a cupboard. And it had a small,
The
they
bolt.
used to call, the bolt, they used to call it a kanyolo. So I thought they had abused me.
Yes.
That I'm a kanyolo, like
Yes,
my mom's
the bolt,
bolt.
the door bolt.
So I was so miserable. I kept to myself. When I went home, my grandmother, the mom to my father, my paternal grandmother, she was at home. So she saw me coming. I'm not happy. So she's like, what is it? Then I'm like, hey, when I went to school, the kids abused me that I'm a kanyolo. For her, she understood it. She was a princess, brought up in she had been brought up in the palace. And by the way, I'm a princess.
Nice.
From Toro. So
I'm honored to be in company of royalty.
yes. So she's telling me that, yes, you are a Munyoro. And I'm like, no, my parents say we are a Toro. So she was like, no, we came from Bunyo. So she began telling me, as a kid, you are like, oh my God.
Wow.
Then she tells me, by the way, you're not just a Munyoro from Bunyoro, you are also a princess. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm a princess. So I begin, but as a kid, you are thinking about those Cinderella stories and those, you're like, princess? Oh my God. So after that, she built actually my confidence. Unknowingly.
Wow. Yes.
But she built my confidence. So whenever somebody say you're a Munyoro, I wouldn't feel like offended. I would just say, but I'm a princess. I don't mind being that. So just like that, I loved storytelling because of my grandmother. And then she kept, as she talked about our ancestors, they looked so heroic, man. They would fight, they would conquer places, they were everywhere. Then now I got to study Christianity. When I went for my catechism classes, that I'm being told that because my grandparents were not baptized, so they didn't go to heaven. They didn't know Jesus. So I'm like, hey, but how? Really, God, how can you do this? Because they didn't know him. And of course, they lived in those years when we didn't have Christianity. So why can't God be just merciful
to them
and put them into heaven? So just like that, I kept on wanting to know more about our ancestors. What did they do? Then now you see in the Bible they tell you Adam and Eve. And I did my catechism in Mbuya. At Our Lady of Africa, Mbuya. So they were telling us, they used to show us movies. Adam and Eve, they are white people. And now they are Europeans like. So when I think around P4, they tell us, no, the first human beings, the remains of the first human beings were found in Tanzania or by God. This thing is becoming pretty confusing. Doesn't add up. I remember putting up my hand and asking, were they like us? Meaning our color?
Skin, yes.
They said, yes, they were. I said, this teacher doesn't want me to go to heaven.
Heaven, clearly.
And I'm not going to confess that I'm listening to this teacher. So now I have contradictions. I'm like, I'm studying. When they ask me in class, I will say, yes, they were black. They were found in Tanzania. But for the sake of going to heaven, it was Adam and Eve. So I get to those contradictions. But because again of that, I kept on trying to find out what, why did this happen? So we studied our history. Things wouldn't add up, and at all times they would leave it there hanging.
Yes.
They will tell you about Speak and Grant coming. They don't tell you the connection of Speak and Grant with the colonialists.
Not at all.
Yes, so you remain wondering.
They just appear from somewhere.
And they disappear.
Yes.
Religion comes, disappears somewhere. You don't see the connection. So I kept on saying, but these things don't add. Do you know, I ended up doing history up to my 3rd year in Makerere.
Just to get the
just
answers.
To get the answers. And some of the answers were actually there in Makerere.
Yes.
So I had done my first degree is a Bachelor of Arts with Education.
Yes.
And my teaching subjects were economics and history.
History, wow.
Yes. But after learning the facts, you can't teach them anywhere.
Not really.
No.
It's just an aha moment.
You
like,
just say, aha.
So it ends here.
Yes. So now, that time, that was around 88 when I was in my 3rd year in Makerere. We had got a new government in 86.
Yes.
And at Makerere, we were extremely rebellious. So we were being told, you are going to Chankwanzi.
For military training.
I remember the first time they took people in 87, I dodged. 88, I dodged. 89, they got up with me. I went to Chankwanzi.
Yes.
I think it was Kada 13. And I don't regret, by the way.
Oh.
So many people have said,
really?
No, you should. You know, Chankwanzi was indoctrination.
Yes.
But apparently, in Chankwanzi, we found people those days. I don't know now because I haven't been there. I don't know, by the way, if you put me on the road and told me without any signposts, find your way to Chankwanzi, I don't know where it is.
Well, you would find your way because now there's a signpost. Now it looks different. Things have been modernized a bit.
I remember they took us up to a place called Bukwiri. We parked there, the buses.
It's a walk.
And then we walked from a certain school over St. Kizito. At night, we got there. At one time, me with my rebellion in my head, I'm born rebellious. Sometimes I don't regret that. That rebellion has helped me go places.
Challenge.
And it has helped me also be able to be a person of my own mind.
Yes.
That I've done interesting things. So
I'm just wondering, in your journey, you're known to be an activist.
Yes.
And looking at the Ugandan culture generally and the place of women and how they want you to be behind the scenes, do you have any business telling these stories? Do you have any business having the vision you have for Tembuzi?
I think having the business, having a reason to tell these stories, to me it is, I've been really challenged and why our stories is not told, especially from the women's perspective.
Yes.
As a woman activist, I grew up in a family where I have no reason even to fight for my rights.
Because it was there anyway.
It was guaranteed. I had all my rights to education, to be whatever I wanted to be. And I thought that's how things are supposed to be. I mean, my mother was a teacher. My dad had a very good job in EALA and Roberts here in Kampala. We went to school from Luzira. Idi Amin chases away the Asians in 72. So 73, we are catapulted and put in Shimoni.
Primary school.
Demonstration, yes.
In the middle of town.
In the middle of town. From Shimoni, I went to Trinity College, Nabingo. Trinity College, Makerere. So it was all smooth sailing.
Yes.
I competed with boys and
it was never an issue.
It was never an issue.
So what was your attraction to women's movement?
When I went to Chankwanzi, that's when the aha moment came.
Yes.
Now in Chankwanzi, we are told we have to fetch water. I'm like, which water? We go to, there was something like, they used to call it a dam. Some men were Some were there bathing. Cows were there urinating in the water. I said, which water? This.
This one is the one they're going to use to cook for you, or for
Cook,
you to
and
bathe.
that's what we are going to drink, and that's what we are going to bathe for the next 3 months. I'm like, not me. That's the first shocker. Anyway, that water, we drank it. I suffered typhoid for a whole year.
I can't imagine.
So, in Changkwanzi, for the first time, we are told, now fetching the water, it's a 20-liter jerrycan. And I'm supposed to put it on my neck. I did put it on my neck. I felt my neck was sinking into my
Body.
Yes, actually, my head just went like, I felt like I was dying. Removed it, struggled with it. So some men, the guys, they used to call them Jameses, and the women are Imeldas. So those guys would carry their jerrycan, or they have another one, they move with my jerrycan up somewhere. Then towards the end, I carry it to what they used to call the central jiko, yeah, the kitchen.
Where they collect the water.
Yes. So I was like, what? First thing, dirty water. 2, it is carried. Then there was no electricity. We are told to light a bonfire, a fire.
Yes.
You should have seen me with my colleague, may her soul rest in eternal peace. We tried to, the fire couldn't light because we put wood together. She was from Gayaza, I'm from Trinity College in Abingo. City
clueless
girl, she
females.
had studied in Buganda Road.
Oh,
so we are completely, we don't know even to light a basic fire. I'm like, wait a minute, all these things are happening. Then the locals, the people around the Changkwanzi, used to bring to come. Well, we had some doctors as the cadres,
Yes.
training. So they used to come for when everybody was going for fatigue, or what they used to call to do manual work.
Yes.
So these doctors would be attending to patients. For the first time, I saw people very sick walking there. I saw some kid die. I was like, why? This, I just imagined my life as a kid. For us, we were planned kids. We had a European doctor here. Yes. He was called Dr. Gibbons. So
everything was okay.
I thought everything was okay. By the way, we grew up under the Amin regime.
Yes.
That time, things were hard, but at the same time, there were no private clinics. No. So all of us, we used to go to government hospitals.
Yes.
And they used to take care of us. So I'm looking and I'm like, what? So it is from Changkwanzi. I came with the fire. I said, no, this shouldn't be happening. And we are educated. And we are the people saying, at least we've seen more blackboards than most of Ugandans. I had got a job in South Africa, in Transkei. So to go and teach. Those days, doctors and teachers were highly marketable. So I was going to South Africa. I said, I'm remaining here.
Uganda to make a difference.
At least I'll make a basic difference. So that's when I joined ACFOD, Action for Development.
Yes.
I come, find there women who were on fire.
And when we had joined, you people were on fire.
They had just come from the Nairobi, is it forward-looking conference, the UN conference in 85. So there was the Miriam Atembes, the Joy Kwesigas, the Maxine Ankura, many vibrant women. In FIDA there was the Rebecca Kadagas, they had also the Theo Bitature. I'm telling you, we were on fire. I was
can
like,
just imagine.
This is the group I want to
be in. Yes.
And it's because I had experienced, I had got those experiences, those 3 months. It was to me a wake-up call.
Yes.
That things are not as good
as they
in a country I
be.
had grown up. Because I had never known anything like, I don't know the rural side of it. Whenever people would tell us, when you're in a bingo, you're at campus, somebody's telling you, you say, you villagers, just leave us alone.
You know.
But now I realized I was one of these people, and I had the right to make a difference.
Yes.
So now I got into the activism. And you know what? I think sometimes when you get into something you've
Yes.
never been in, you get more angry
Yes.
when people seem to downplay it.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
So
bad,
going
how
around
serious
with
it is.
Akford, met so many people. Actually, after Akford, I joined the Uganda. When I went into journalism, I joined the Uganda Media Women's Association, UMWA. And then going around Uganda, I experienced the misery women were going through.
Going through, yes.
And that misery, it was justified.
Yes.
You know, they would say, no, somebody say, wife beating, you remember that time?
Yes.
It was so rampant. And
That,
somebody says, according to our culture.
That's how a man shows he loves you.
Oh my God, this culture. Oh, bride price was like this exorbitant. According to our culture. Women have spoken, you don't speak because it's according to our culture. So I kept saying, but where is this culture written? Where do we find this culture written? They said, no, our culture is not written.
It is there.
It is there, and we pass it on. And the women will even tell you, the women were the custodians of culture.
The most oppressed are put in charge of oppressing themselves.
They would be there, and you're telling them, why are you doing this? No, you see, it's according to our culture. So slowly by slowly, I was like, this thing, culture, it seems it's interesting and it's fun. And for about 30 years, by the way,
yes,
I challenged that thing called culture. It was fun. It would make me angry.
Yes.
So I decided, I said, you know what? We are going to document this culture.
Yes.
Come rain, come shine.
Shine.
And whatever we are passing on to our children for the next generation, let it be a true story. Written. Yes. Where is it written? So that's where the name Tembuzi Culture Fun Park. Now that's where the fun comes in. So always people are asking me, but where is the fun? So when they come find zip line, they find this fun thing, they say, oh, we love the green. They think that's the fun. The fun is yet coming.
To come. So you tell me, yes, your vision in 5-10 years, now that the fun is just on the way.
Yes. Now in 5-10 years, I want Tembuzi to have set itself up, documented our stories. And our stories, whenever I say our stories, it's not documenting only the earlier stories. If there is a culture story, we shall document it. And then when we document it, because now that gives us evidence.
Yes.
Then we create, because that whatever story we have as communities and what, it is our story, we've inherited it. Now we make it immersive.
Yes.
Just imagine the circumcision of
young boys in Bugisu.
They are dancing and you are right there, virtual reality. So you are experiencing it. Yes. And as technology is moving,
this is going to be exciting.
You will even experience like the pain.
Oh.
Somehow, because you are there, you are actually seeing this guy going to be circumcised and he's there with his stick.
And he has to be strong. Yes.
He has to be strong. So we decide, do we want it? Should it stay? Should it be modernized?
Yes.
Circumcision of women, which we have really fought and what? What if we immersed it, made it immersive?
I once watched a documentary about female circumcision.
You will not finish that documentary.
It was the most painful experience for me as a journalist. Actually, it was shown to us when I was a student at Uganda Management Institute. And there had been this argument in class, and this lecturer said, I'll bring you the videos. And by the time we were done, like only 4 of us, from a class of 25 people, only 4 of us were still in class.
And it is so traumatizing.
It is traumatizing.
So we bring that to you. Is it fun? Should this continue? Maybe you think twice.
Exactly.
We bring the political discussions. I know people, some of these things are controversial, but we want them documented.
Yes, so that people know at a certain point.
we are so passionate about multipartism. I was one of the people who really fought, let's restore the multipartism
Yes.
and whatever.
But is it working for us?
Is it our heritage? Where did we inherit it from?
Yes. Yes.
Because sometimes we are just copying things from all
Things.
over the world and saying, now we want this. Because if we look at multipartism, there is no society in Uganda, at least the ones I know, the ones I've been looking at, where they say we are going to vote on the chief. So many chiefs are going to stand and we campaign and we decide.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Not at all.
So you'll find a king would be put on the whatever, on the throne. The king eliminates all the other aspirants.
Exactly.
And the king sits.
Yeah.
That's the culture we know.
That is
That's
the culture we have.
heritage.
And I
So-
think we've seen this demonstrated by a lot of our leaders. Even when they're democratically elected,
Yes.
once they're on the seat of power, you see them exhibit what's truly
But
ours.
they know. That's what we've been. So we need to bring this and then have a decent discussion. Because again, when all of us we are talking now, we will not be all of us.
No.
Because all Ugandans, we came into this place they call Uganda, and we settled at first,
Yes.
but in a fluid manner that I could move and become and go and occupy a different area and create my own territory. Then the British come.
Yeah.
Then the British decide
That
that
no.
now, because you guys, you are too stubborn here, everybody, by the way,
once they're on
Ugandans
the-
were fighting against, because they were trying to put us all together to look alike, but we were already different.
Like no, we are different, and we still are
And we still
different.
are. So they put us in one pot. 1962, they said, now all of you guys, you are Ugandans.
Ugandans.
And because we wanted, I think because I wasn't born yet in 62, our parents wanted to really get rid of those guys. They said,
Yes,
okay, we
okay,
shall,
fine.
okay, let us be Ugandans. You know what
And
followed?
get independence.
They
Yes.
get independence, put us in a parliament. I think that parliament was really a fight. Kingdoms were abolished. Kingdoms were still
Yes.
saying, who are you to
You.
tell us that you are, because you are Uganda. For us, we have a Toro, we have our Toro kingdom. For us, we have a Nyankole, we have Ankole. And then in Ankole, some people are saying,
No.
for us, we are not amongst you who are saying we are Nyankole.
Correct.
For us, we are Buhweju, Usmanya, we are what? So all those things have not been addressed
Not at all.
at all. So it is good to first of all bring all those sentiments, document them,
Yes.
and then have a mature discussion, because
Yes.
none of us, in a few years' time, none of us will have lived before with the British as the rulers.
not
just,
at all.
Just give 30 years from now. Most of the people who would have lived under the British will have gone back to live with God.
Yes.
So if we do not document their story when they are still alive,
Still here. And with our working encyclopedia approach, I think we are losing most of
we are
those
losing
people.
most of the story. Now, once we have that story, we sit, those who will be here, maybe it will be our children
Yes.
or our grandchildren, they sit, they say, according to this,
This is
in
what
Bukweju,
happened.
this is what happened. Among the Japadolas, this is what happened. Among the Acholi, the
This is
Lango,
what happened.
bring all that. And you say, by the way, now we are all Ugandans. Now
Yes.
that we are Ugandans,
And now that
what
you
is the
speak of
best
that,
way of governing ourselves?
documenting both the good and bad, and I know we have this issue of trying to sort of sweep under the carpet the bad and only talk about the good. I know that internationally there are some of those days celebrated, but they actually mark a horrible experience.
Yes.
And we must commemorate that day so that never again should we do that.
Yes.
So for me, I think, yeah, that's a really
I think,
interesting
is it
approach.
June 16th?
I
The
think
Day
June-
of the African Child?
That's one of them.
That's one of
There's this
them.
Guy Fawkes Day. It's a French celebration,
Yes.
something. I don't know what was set on fire. I don't know. There are all these
I think it was, the burning of the Bastille or something like
something, yes, but there are
Yeah.
those days that
Those
are celebrated.
days are celebrated. And when you go, I've been moving around across the world. And I visited some museums and you just want to cry.
Yeah, how bad things
how
have been.
bad things were. And they will tell you, never again.
Again.
Never again will we reduce ourselves to that. I went, I think, to East Germany.
Yes.
And they were celebrating 75 years after
The ballet?
my children or my grandkids to be running and sleeping
Running,
outside the
yes.
house, and then you are so scared you'll be raped, you'll
I
be
know.
killed.
For instance, when you
You don't
talked
want-
about Luzira and I popped my eyes, you know, I grew up in Luzira, the barracks.
Yes, okay.
My dad was an officer.
Ah.
And I remember this particular day he went with 2 of my siblings to town. Because as a senior officer, he worked at the prison's headquarters, but we lived in the barracks.
Yes.
And then he calls home and he was telling, and you know, for a long time we thought my mom was called Honey, and he's like, Honey, I lost the children, you know, in that commotion
In
of
the
Duka
running,
Duka.
Duka
Yes,
Duka.
yes. So while we caught the tail end of it, I've literally grown up in war. And the fact that my father was in the military,
And
in the
that time,
forces.
there were even soldiers in the
Yes,
in the
yes.
prisons. Yeah.
So they are soldiers, they are custodians of arrested people. Then sometimes they have to release when there's change of government. And I remember one day, you know, there's a place called the senior quarters. There's this roundabout, and
can see the
you go up to maximum prison.
Maction Bay.
Maxon Bay is on the left, but the maximum prison is the upper prison at the top of the hill.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I remember when the Museveni government took over and they opened the gates
And
wide,
they are running,
and
the
the place
guys
just
were running. Yes.
flooded. The whole place was white and running. Like I've never lost that, you know, as a kid. And then my dad called and said, "You people lock yourself in the house. I don't know, he's stuck where."
Because
my mom, I
many
don't know,
of
is
them were
where.
criminals even.
Yes,
The thugs,
yes, you never know what will happen to you. And as kids were just peeping through the window, and then the soldiers even came to the barracks, and bullets were flying through the house. And my dad would call you people, take cover, go down, you know. Make sure you're lying down. Even when you're going to the kitchen, imagine going on your belly to go and look for a cook or something to cook and things like that. And I'm sure if I told my son, my 8-year, even my 18-year-old son, they would just look and
They're
wonder.
looking at you and wondering,
like, really?
whether it was a movie.
This looks like the games they play
Now,
right now.
for us who were outside the barracks,
Yeah.
prisons, we were on stage 7.
Yes.
Now, around stage 7, each time they said there is going to be, they used to call it a potoro
Yes.
patrol. And the potoro, they would come at night, after midnight, they kick doors.
And collect.
And then all these young people, that's how
The
many
young
young
boys.
people, the young guys who ended up in joining,
Yes,
running.
even
to
my
Luwelo.
brothers, even the barracks, they would come and collect the
Yes,
young boys.
because they were taking them and saying they were gorillas that
Yes.
time. So people were wondering, how come the Kadogos, Museveni used Kadogos to fight? It's because of the situation
People were going
people
through.
are going through. I had my brother, he had finished, I think had finished his senior 6. He ran, and we didn't know where he was for a long time. He's still serving in
And
the
then
forces.
one day he appeared.
No, when they took power.
Yes.
He had been wounded
Oh dear.
as they took Lubiri, and so he ended up in Imbuya. And my dad went to see him, and we were like, "Oh my God, he's alive!"
Alive.
Yes, that is
Wow.
how bad things were. And to me, now, why do our children think we are trying to concoct a movie?
Because
it's
they
because it's
found
not written.
There was peace. Yes, and it's not
It's
written.
not written. When I've seen some documentaries, but the documentaries are incomplete.
Completely.
Because my story from Luzira and the story of my late husband who was with Museveni in Luwero were 2 different stories.
Just yours and mine were both in Luzira.
We were both in Luzira.
Yes.
Your story is so different because now for you, you were in the barracks, we are outside the barracks.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Different story.
So for me, that is where I come in and say, everybody's story is right.
Let's
hear it.
document.
Let's document it. And then let the future decide. Let us decide to say, let's talk about these things without actually arguing about it. That no, for you, you are lying.
Yes, and you know, when I was doing my research for my PhD, I came across this scholar called Du Bois, and she says that it was basically arguing a case for women and her story, why women should document their story. And she says, whatever is not documented is written out of history.
History.
So we shouldn't allow just a single voice because we experience things differently.
Exactly.
And so I'm glad that Tembuzi has come to life, and this is what it seeks to bring.
Now,
Yes.
for me, that has been the passion. And for a long time, you know, well, even as an activist,
Yes.
I used to be challenged a lot. I remember one time we were at the Ministry of Finance, and I was making a passionate appeal about poverty. That's when they created the Poverty Eradication Action Program. I
Plan.
think it was called PEEP.
Yes.
And I was there saying government should put aside money to eradicate poverty. We don't need poverty in this country. Then someone, very senior, told me, Sheila, what are you talking about? Poverty. You don't know even what it means. And I lost my cool. Sometimes, you know, we would get into that kind of, you lose it.
Yes.
And I said, you know, I've never experienced poverty, that extreme poverty, and I hate it.
I have seen
Because
what
it
others do.
stinks. Poverty kills. Poverty denies food, the
Basic human
rights.
Yes.
You know, you become dehumanized because of poverty. So because of that, I would get so passionate about it.
I can imagine.
Not that I have experienced it, but nobody deserves to live in poverty.
Yes.
So to me, it has been an opportunity to see things from different kinds of views. Yeah.
So as we round up this first phase of the conversation, I just want to see how your experience, you said you've been an educator, as a journalist, someone who documents, and now someone preserving history. How do these come together, and how can others emulate that to ensure we preserve what is our own as Ugandans?
So when I look at my first profession, which I was a teacher.
Yes.
A teacher, you teach what you've been told. This is on the syllabus, go and teach it.
Teach it.
And I think, I'm sorry for the teachers, but it was one of my most boring moments in my life. I loved my students. I still love all of them. But repeating myself, teaching something I don't believe, and you know you have to teach it as it is, as
otherwise
per the
they'll
syllabus.
fail the exams.
Otherwise, children won't pass the exams. You can't question it. So I felt like, no. We can't continue like this. So after 2 years, I quit. And that's when I went to do a diploma in journalism.
Yes.
That possibly I could write and document.
And tell
history,
the story.
And tell the story.
Yes.
Because it is me telling this story.
As you see it unfold.
As I've seen it unfold, I tell it. And I thank God that I did that to the best of my abilities.
As you're saying that, can you just share a snippet of you at the front line?
Or when I went to
Rwanda? That's one of the most biggest legacies of Sheila. Like when you hear Sheila Kawamara, oh, the girl who went to the front line.
I think it's good you are saying there was a girl that time.
Yes.
And, you know, when you are still young and energetic, you can do so many crazy things.
And you have adrenaline pushing you.
When I heard about Rwanda,
the genocide, yes.
Yeah, I didn't go because there was a genocide.
No.
I went convinced Rwanda the Kigali was had fallen maybe, or was falling anytime.
Yes.
So I went to cover the victory of the RPF.
Yes.
I ended up staying there for the next like 3 months, 90 days, covering a genocide. So I think...
how was that like?
I would say it's one of the experiences no country should ever go through. It's so unfortunate that Rwanda had to go through that. But I think no country
should.
I've heard here people joking about we shall have a genocide. You don't know what it means.
You have no idea.
Because I moved with the RPF. Most of the journalists who went into Rwanda at that time were under the protection of the RPF, and we experienced the people or the stories who are told about the dead in Rwanda, the 1 million. We saw the fresh corpses, and it has remained with me for a very long time, because one, we didn't get any trauma counseling.
Not at all.
So And I think after Rwanda, that's when I took a decision
That I need to walk away.
of this profession. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when I went and did my master's and later on joined went into activism.
Yes.
So all of them have been traumatizing because
I know.
this side was death, even this side I found death by culture. And so...
But I am happy that that spirit of activism has gotten us to Tembuzi.
Yes.
Because to me it's still activism to ensure the voices of Uganda's history comes to life.
Comes to life, and we protect it for our children in future, not to repeat the same mistakes.
Yes.
Because as someone wrote down and said that history is not what happened, but it is what the people use of what happened. I don't know whether it makes sense.
Yes, it does. Like we must learn from our past.
We must learn from our past and use it and not repeat the same mistakes.
Yes.
I know people have said, oh, history repeats itself. And I can comfortably say it is only fools
who allow it.
Who repeat history.
Yeah.
Why would you repeat? You know that that fire burns.
Why are you even
Bullets
touching
kill.
it? Yeah.
And then you say, I want to see how they kill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's stupid. So let us have these things documented in the best way possible. Because you see, I don't want to say it's our culture, but with innovations,
yes,
we don't have a reading culture because it was never our...
Yes, ours was
ours
oral.
was oral. We pass on stories orally.
Yes.
So, but we have gone into writing.
Yes.
Because it's also good to write. I have written my books. That my book should come out possibly
soon.
late this year or early next year.
You're waiting
telling my
for
story.
it.
Yes. And now that we have technology, our kids move around with their phones. Our story can be in their pocket.
Yes.
There is this virtual reality where you can even do it. So you don't need to come to Tembuzi.
No.
That's my dream.
Yes.
You can be in Australia.
And experience Tembuzi.
You can be in the Eskimos were in Greenland.
Greenland, yes.
And you are able to experience the
Tembuzi.
Ugandan story.
Yes. Yes.
I used to
get
I get so angry when I go out of Uganda. I'm at immigration. You're entering a foreign country, and the first thing you say, somebody looks at your passport and says, "Oh, Uganda,
yeah, Idi Amin."
And I'm like,
that's what we are known for. Yes,
we have a beautiful story. We are better. We
are beyond that.
We are beyond Idi Amin, and Idi Amin himself. He wasn't such a villain. Yes,
as is being
killed,
presented.
But there were also other things he did that benefited this country. So let's tell that story also. If we are telling Idi Amin's story,
let's also
we give
say the
both
good
sides
side
of the
yes,
story.
Yes.
Not only, he did this. Because any regime can be, as I said, that your story depends on where you are.
Where you are, yes. Which side you are. Yeah.
Because for you, if I talked about my dad, I would say he's the best guy.
Yes.
In the world.
Yes, of
then
course.
Somebody whom he mistreated, we
will
said
say,
that bad, he did this.
I know.
So depending on where
you are.
So we tell these stories. I've had the Idi Amin's children defending their dad.
My dad, no.
And for me, Lumumba, I remember those boys, they were very young when their dad was the president. But they used to make their birthdays and they call all kids and we go there.
And party, who else does that today?
And we see, and somehow you are like, as a child, because by the time Idi Amin was living, I was in primary 7 during the war, primary 7 S1. And I'm like, why are they taking him away? Because we used to find him and the guy is so happy with kids and what. And you're like, this guy is good. Sometimes it would baffle me.
Perspective, yes.
Things for adults always baffle children. You're like,
really? Are we talking about the same guy?
Are we talking about the same guy? The guy gave us soda the other day.
Yeah.
And for you as a kid, big. So we need to see how all those perspectives,
yes.
Document them. Accept that different people experienced Idi Amin differently. I do really sympathize with people who lost their relatives.
Yes.
But we put the Idi Amin, the villain,
and
Idi Amin, the developer, Idi Amin,
the great dad.
the great dad, big daddy as he used to call himself. And we have all those perspectives.
Yes.
And listen to them. Because if Amin's son is talking about his dad, let him tell his story.
Yes, because that's what he
Then we see the human side of Idi Amin.
Yes.
Not only the other villain. Yes.
Thanks a lot, Sheila. This has been amazing, brilliant, and for me it felt like drinking from the fountain of knowledge. You know, Sheila, I used to look up to you. I still look up to you. So it is exciting that, you know, we sit together and have these kinds of conversations. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming to Tembuzi.
Thank you.
I call upon all Ugandans. You come and experience this wonderful breeze. You know, this in Tembuzi, that's why you hear the natural sounds coming in, and you're like, oh my God.
Yes. I always thought water has that impact on me, but Tembuzi, it's really a nice place to sit, relax, listen to these cultural stories. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Patricia.
Yes.